everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to the Slowest Blitz, where we are playing Asphodel. It's turn 65, and it's a pretty chill turn. Not a whole lot going on. We do get to see a little bit of stuff, which is fun, but not anything crazy. We summoned another Carrion Centaur. We did a whole bunch of side searching, but unfortunately we found nothing this time around. Is what it is. Got a couple of raids back and forth. We attacked in Bycliff with a decently large mannequin stack, some horsies, and some just basic mannequins. The Forever 1 PD. That's us a win. We get bumped off of Mountains of Mist by a scout. This is actually, so this is kind of amusing. This is not the first time we've done this, just leaving behind a single Carrion, a single mannequin. And it's relatively successful. I think this particular one sat on there for, I think this was the second turn it was on there. So, you know, a turn of turning off recruitment. I think we did the same thing before. So it's kind of funny to see that type of stuff happens. Always, I mean, assuming you have the capability, sometimes you have nothing to fort, right? But always ping your forts with something, you know, just a scout or a basic commander or something like that, just to see if they left anything on there, you know. So we get hit in Sitha by a bunch of wolves, some kushis, and a bunch of monks. But we actually have a fair amount of mannequins here, so let's see how this goes. Yeah, baby! Oh, get that last monk! Get him! Get him! Woo! Alright, did that actually happen that way? Yeah, it basically happened that way, or pretty close. I think that one particular monk did actually get away. We kill the whole squad. We lose a relatively small amount of mannequins along the way. This is what we should have been doing for a very, very long time, right? The obvious issue is at a certain point in the game, we didn't have enough forces to both fight a big battle and also set up these raiding traps, basically. So, you know, we made the incorrect choice of, one, not fully committing into more summoners, but two, or more reanimators, but two, deciding to keep our army together rather than separate out like this. So, and this is the result of what could happen. So, nice, you know. This isn't the end of the world. These wolves are free spawn, right? This is a very small amount of kushis compared to what you get out of a single cast, I believe. And the monks aren't especially expensive, but, you know, popping 9 monks is, you know, that's not nothing. It's nice. It's 9 monks that aren't blasting me in the face, so I'll take it. Yeah, anyways, we get hit in Frosted Peaks by a similar situation, but there are less here. But again, we have a fair amount of mannequins. Now, unfortunately, we don't have as many fast mannequins. So, because of that, I don't think we're going to get as many of these monks. Let's see, how many did we actually get? Yeah, in the actual game, we got none, right? So we did chase some down in this version, but you can see in the actual version, they killed the wolves, horses, and one of the boars, right? And those are the faster versions. So we didn't have anything quick to chase the monks down after we killed the wolves. So that's an important thing to, you know, make sure that we're utilizing different you know, different groupings or different like types of carrion in our traps. We need some that are fast so that they can circle around behind and kill monks. We need, you know, we just have more basic mannequins, so we need those for a front line, etc. Just something to keep in mind. And then we get hit in Lovendalen. And this is a much larger force, especially of Kushis, but also of monks in general. So, a whole lot going on here. And unfortunately, this is actually the smallest group that we had. So this is going to be the worst result, right? Yeah, so we only had 46 mannequins there. We kill a couple wolves, but unfortunately, so even if this had run up against like the 177 stack, it probably would have wiped the 177 stack. So this is kind of like the escalating arms race of this time in Sitha. This 177 stack was enough to defeat this 57 stack. But it did take a lot of losses. If this had been closer to 100, or it hadn't had this amount of wolves and boars and fast things, flankers, basically, if we hadn't had that and this had been 177, I think the monks probably still would have obliterated them down. So it requires a certain a critical mass, but also a composition of having enough speed to flank things. So it's just this eternal arms race of how many mannequins can we put in a province? How much of what does man need to actually kill that amount of mannequins? And unfortunately, our situation is just continuing to add more mannequins. Man has a lot more tools to effectively deal with that, because so we could throw, say against this, we could throw 400 mannequins into a province, and that would probably do the job, though it would take probably 100 or more losses because of the sheer amount of monks there. But if he throws, 400 mannequins, if he throws 20 Knights of Avalon in there, they'll obliterate the 400 mannequins without taking a single casualty. So it's just it's a shitty arms race where it's like we can put an endless amount of BB guns out into the field, and sure, enough BB guns will take out some teenagers, but as soon as he puts actual soldiers on the field, it turns into a big issue. So, oh well. We get to watch some other battles. The Vanarus versus Abysia conflict continues to unfold. This is just a small party of berserkers. Berserkers are pretty good. They're not Herdmen, right? Like, they're not Chud Herdmen, but they're pretty okay. The protection will bump as long as they don't get splattered, right? And they hit decently hard. Like, a squad like this could probably take a reasonable amount of PD fairly consistently. Fortunately, this is not that, right? So we've got a whole bunch of human bred here, which the human bred aren't especially like, I think just, even numbers matchup, the human bred I think aren't going to guaranteed win against the Vanarusian berserkers, but especially if they are outnumbering them, the berserkers are fucked, right? The berserkers have more protection. The human bred have higher defense, so when they run in, the human bred are less likely to get hit, more likely to hit back. I say that and got hit a whole bunch. But then they will trigger the berserking, and then it kind of like turns into a situation where the berserkers are then going to hit more frequently and kill when they do, but they're also going to get hit more frequently, and at that point probably die, because their protection goes up with berserking, but it doesn't go up a lot, right? Again, not Herdmen, the just basic Vanarusian berserkers. It doesn't help that there's actually a caster here throwing out pillars of fire, but even without that, this stack of berserkers would have lost to this stack of human bred. I say human bred, there are other things here. There are some Abyssian infantry here, but the human bred kind of had it on lock, honestly. Yeah, they did 13 of the kills. They did lose 19 units, so like it was attrition. This is kind of one of those interesting things of looking at looking at what nations get what for province defense, getting an anathemate salamander for province defense is pretty fucking big, especially after you get Pillars of Fire, because Pillar of Fire can fuck some things up, and this is just a part of the PD, right? So it's pretty cool, honestly. That's pretty neat. So we also get to see Naba attacking Agartha. This is a big army stack that we've seen, I think, twice before so far. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of differing changes to the composition. Unfortunately, there's nothing really going on here. It's just a small amount of PD. But looks like Naba is moving on Agartha, so we will try to keep our eyes on that unexpected event in Trotturn. More barbs! This fucking province has been attacked by Indies so many fucking times because of Ulm's scales. Ugh. And we patrol out a scout, and our vampire is fully reformed. Okay, so we're continuing to do some site searching. We are not doing a bunch of Carrion Centaurs this turn. Let's sigh. Because I'm dumb. Oh god. My mood and my levels of cope and hope in this fucking game were all over the place. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, right? So, let's explain my mindset and my reasoning in this particular instance. So, the war with Vanarus and Abysia is in full swing, right? Abysia has Second Son, okay? That is why the war began. But they also have Mother Oak up. And we know that the Mother Oak is up in their capital this time around. So we also see a pretty large army of Vanarus already being underground. Long Dead, Skin Shifters, Berserkers, Zamay, Herdman. Zamay are crazy cool, love this. We're trying to keep eyes on this. Basically, upon seeing this, and seeing how many nature gems that we have, and knowing that Abysia has 2 globals up right now, my immediate instinct was to go, okay, that's not gonna matter. Who gives a shit, right? But then I was like as the day went long, I was just like, wait. If Mother Oak goes down, and we're prepared for it, maybe we can, if we've got enough saved, maybe we can throw Mother Oak up. And then all of a sudden we're getting way more nature gems than we would be getting. And maybe we can do something with that, right? And that is so many what ifs. And for clarity, the concept wasn't, oh, maybe that'll get us back in the game. The concept was, oh, maybe if we do that, and man doesn't do it, man just continues with this concept of attrition, eventually he'll die to Dom or whatever, then maybe we can take that amount of gems and we can, go down to Icton, stealth a lab there, pop a fort, drop a temple. Trottern, stealth a lab, drop a fort, or pop a fort, drop a temple. Same thing for Forest of the Lost. Just right. Start lacing our backline with the increased nature income. Because we could still do that now, but we would be down to 0 gems in a few turns, and it would take us a very long time to get back up to the point to where we could do anything else. But with Mother Oak, if we had 26 nature gems per turn, do quite a few things with that. That being said, right, like that's fantasizing this concept of, you know, this fortification's popped. Maybe okay, so next turn, 66. That's taken. Let's say he just goes straight for the capital. 67, 68. Let's say he pops that in a single turn. So 60, 69. He actually takes it. Manages to you know, a lot of ifs on the concept of is that what actually happens? So like maybe turn 70 we could throw up Mother Oak. Like severely overcast, or say severely overcast. It wouldn't be. It's turn. That would be turn 70. That's not severely overcast, and that's even the concept that other people don't put other stuff up first, and we don't just bounce all of our gems. It is a very copium thought process that I'm not really sure we're gonna go for, but it was a thought process, right? So. Trying to have some sorts of thought processes in this game. You know, it gets into the concept where you've got very little going on, so you're just like, what weird, hinky, wild thing can I maybe do? And this isn't exactly super weird, hinky, wild. It's mostly just wild. Mostly like wild in the concept of like it's a fantasy and it's very unlikely to happen. But, you know, you gotta fantasize about something. Only other thing that we're really doing this turn, also very silly, is we're forging a Shroud of the Battle Saint. So Shroud of the Battle Saint, if you are unaware, we can actually take a look. It's this thing. So it gives you a very minor HP boost, and it blesses you. It does have 9 body protection, which is pretty shite. Except it's not that shite if you already have no body protection. So I think our intention is to make a Shroud of the Battle Saint and then throw it onto our vampire, because he's actually getting experience pips. He's got +2 experience right now. He has no protection anyways. Normally the issue with the Shroud of the Battle Saint is you throw it on someone and it's garbage because it's such low protection, right? I say it's garbage from a protection standpoint. The whole concept is to give someone your bless. So we give this guy the bless with the concept of he's got invulnerable 25, so he really doesn't care about the protection, but all of a sudden he's got invulnerable 25 and he's got like defense. Oh, that'd be defense 18 at that point, I suppose, right? Yeah, it'd be defense 18 with blur, so effectively 20 the vast majority of the time. But also mending bones, which I don't think would matter for him. Doesn't he already have... Wait, which one's mending bones? Mending bones is the recuperation, which is kind of probably. But yeah. Anyway, so it was just a little like, hey, what else can we do this turn? We've actually used this guy a couple of times to like raid around, and he's been amusingly effective here or there. I mean, he's probably lost the majority of his raids, but he's killed some things, and he's actually taken a province or two here or there. So it was just this idea of, hey, maybe we can throw something on him and see how that goes. Give him some defense, give him some like you know, extra effects and things like that, and see if he can fly into like impassable mountains or Eagle Reach or some shit and actually like cause a disturbance. That's pretty much it. Nothing else crazy going on. We're continuing. You can see we got scouts. We're continuing to jump around and try to keep an eye on things. Hopefully, you know, basically just trying to blanket the front with Vanarus and Abysia so we can keep eyes on that scenario. Trying to keep eyes on Agarthan lands so we can track the battle with Nabah and everything like that. And we're moving scouts over into Pyrenees kind of territory, but nothing's really happening there right now. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're probably about to get attacked in Trotturn, and that will flip for the 17th time this game. And we'll go from there. So, anyways, that is it for the turn. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.